Welcome, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you are watching this video, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys wanting to forward your education. And I can't thank you enough for being in here and taking the time out to watch this video. So we will be going through some updates on what was going on previously in the market from the last outlook, and we will continue and figure out what setups we're going to be looking for next. Okay. Now, we will be doing an update on the pairs that we were looking at the previous week, and then we'll also be discussing maybe a couple other setups. I'm not rushing any setups. I'm not crazy trying to just get into something right now. Something that we have to keep in mind is we have to let these markets come to us. We cannot get quick money and expect it to keep rolling. Just as quickly as you made your money, you can also lose your money in the same amount of time. So everybody needs to remember that it's all a psychological game. I'm actually going to be starting the second video tomorrow of phase 2 of Trade House, and it basically covers the psychological aspect of trading. And the first video was very knowledgeable already. All the phases, all the videos, it's great. I definitely recommend it. If anybody has questions about Trade House and getting involved with that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you get started on that. But this is how we build sufficient traders. Okay, so to get started, I want to kind of go where we had left off on the last video, and this was actually the candle right here that we had last week that I identified and said, this red trend line, this weekly trend line that we have right here, a lot of sellers or a lot of retailers are thinking right now, oh my God, it has to go down. It's going to bounce off the weekly trend. So as you can see, we had this setup, to break the trend line. So now I'm going to play it and you'll see what happened. Okay. So actually real quick, I want everybody to look at this candle right here. This candle right here, and also this candle. Okay. These two candles are extremely crucial. Okay. Because first off, this is the entry that I got on GU for the movement up. Let me look it up real quick so I don't give you guys false information here. I entered at 1.30651. So I entered right about here. So this is where I entered for a buy. Okay, and obviously we had the crazy reaction up. But I want everybody to know that retailers, when they saw this move, they saw the sell too. Now, keep in mind, I sold it too, and I made a little bit of money. Okay. And overall, I knew that our movement was going to be moving back up because I knew that a lot of people would say, okay, well, we broke it. We're going to keep heading down. So a lot of people were selling right here and where we reversed. Okay. So I'm going to keep playing it, and I want you guys to watch where it went. Okay. Look, immediately we had this shoot up candle. Okay. Now, I will tell everybody right now that we were in solid profit right here. Okay. I know people this week. Shout out to my buddy Grant. I got him started trading a little while ago, and he literally made probably close to 380% growth on his account on this one trade alone, because he was kind of where I was. Okay. Now, part of the bad news. Okay. So we had this target right here that we were supposed to push down. I had put in a sell limit. So a limit is basically a trade that here, I'm going to use the time again just so you guys can see it, okay? Um, so when the market when the market looked like this right here, okay? I had put a sell limit. So a sell limit is a order that does not activate unless it hits this price, okay? So I put a trade up here waiting for this price to shoot up. And um, for me, I was at the dentist when this happened. So this big move happened this morning, and I got in. But then while I was in the dentist, this shit happened, and my trade activated, and I was actually down. I was down money on this trade, but the trade that I told you that I entered down here was in fat profit. So I was in super deep profit on this trade until this sell limit activated. Okay. Now keep in mind, I still made money. Okay. I still made money, but I did not maximize what I could have taken on the table if I would have just stayed patient and not pre-saw this trade itself. Now, I'm not discouraged by this trade yet because we have had rejection off of this candle. Okay. But I do think that GBP USD could keep going up. But here is a reason why I think we might have a move in the next day or so. So one thing you always want to check, the fundamentals. The fundamentals is so important to trading. It's crucial. And for everybody who has no idea what a fundamental is, it's news. Okay? So news is what affects the market in a way that we can't really predict unless we can predict it in a certain sense based off of patterns. But news that comes out, we don't really know until the news hits itself, okay? So this is news that's coming out tomorrow. Understand that for GBP USD, the pair that we are looking at, that is Great Britain pound to US dollar. So these are two powerhouse currencies, and look at all this news that we have tomorrow. We have USD news, we have GBP news, we have GBP news twice in different hours in the morning, okay? And Euro news. Euro news affects it as well. Not only does Euro affect GBP, but it also affects the US market as well. So these are very, very crucial. We need to be aware of what we are doing in these markets because the fundamentals will correct you. This is a lot of news, okay? Now, like I said, GBP USD, we could very well continue the move way up here, okay? That is very doable, okay? We could also see this move happen because of news tomorrow. The only way to identify where the market is going to go is confirmations, okay? We are making the move back up here. Absolutely, without a doubt in my mind. We are making the move up. GBP USD broke these structures, previous structures. We will continue up, okay? But we have to be prepared for the fundamentals. We have to be aware of what time this is happening and where we're at. So as of right now, I am not going to count this until we get through all of this news this week. News is very, very, it can impact within, and I know my roommate Mark has seen it happen to me where news literally impacts and it drops 200 pips in the span of, a few minutes or literally a minute. So I'm not ready to say that this analysis is inaccurate yet, but keep in mind for next time, you know, I'd mentioned in the previous video, we're going to break through this trend line easily. And look how much we broke it. That's why we made money this past week. Keep in mind that your wins need to supplement your losses. If you're taking 30 trades, you're bound to lose more than 75% of those trades. Stick with the ones that work and enjoy your wins, but also please understand that you can lose that money just as quickly as you got it. Okay. So keep that in mind. But for GU, I'm really waiting to see what this news does. There's a lot of news hitting the market in the morning. So we need to be prepared for it. Okay. So that's one thing I'm looking out for. GBP USD, honestly, I have I have a good amount in two of my accounts to where I would be comfortable in being able to say, you know what? The markets want you to think that it's going to keep going up, and the news just, makes it go down. But we will only find out in the morning. I would not be scared to put a low lot size on this and hold it. So keep that in mind for that, okay? So we also spoke about, I'm going to do the stock ones because we had a couple stock ones as well that we were holding. Um, I am actually not holding McDonald's anymore, but we will look at it and take a look at where it's at right now. So as you can see, we are, oops, did not mean to do that. Did not mean to move it. There we go. So now we need to stretch it over. So right now, look at this formation, okay? My issue, everybody has issues when it comes to trading. Nobody is a perfect trader. The only thing we are is students, always. I closed my McDonald's trade early. Last week, I had said that this gap right here needs to be filled. And as of right now keep in mind, the markets affect each other all in a whole. So this market could be totally affected by the news that's coming out this tomorrow. The US and China, they did accept a trade deal, so that it's not done yet, but they have agreed to do it. These type of news events can affect the market, okay? Because we don't expect it to happen. So a lot of manipulation this week. I may be very tedious on trading this week, especially after some of the wins that we had, within our group last week. We have to stay patient, okay? But understand that these are opportunities. But like I said, I'm gonna say the third time. Okay? You can make this money just as quick as you can lose it. Okay? So we need to be smart. But I still believe in this trade. I still do, because the market right now, it looks like it's going to fill this gap. Now let's wait to see what happens in the morning, obviously. But 6:30 a.m. is when the market's open. And then we'll look at this one as well. We were in American Express. So American Express, it did not disappoint. Okay. American Express literally shot through this. So total right here, 117 to 124. That is about 60 pips. That's 60 pips. Okay. So I put a 0.05 on this trade. Now I closed it a little early. Okay. I closed it a little early. And as of right now, my target was 122. So for me, I made about 40 pips. So I made about 18 bucks. I remember how much I made. It was $18. So I caught about 40 pips, but I had a 0.05. So that's 50 cents per lot. So however many pips I caught, I divided by 2. Okay. So technically I caught 39, give or take 38 pips. Okay. But this trade is done. This trade is done for me. I could still be holding it, but I am not. I am not holding American Express. It did hit my take profit. So that trade is good. We can actually go ahead and we could go ahead and reset the chart, because hold on. I thought I could just get rid of it. Maybe I'll do it later. but that's what we were looking at. So far, McDonald's we could still be holding, and American Express definitely piqued our interest and went the direction we wanted to. Okay. So let's take a look at some of the other ones. Now, keep in mind, I'm not looking at McDonald's, and I'm not looking at McDonald's, and I'm also not looking at American Express anymore. Okay, we did I did profit in both of those trades, so we're all set on that. So what is next is AUD. Okay, AUD USD is one that we drew up as well. I am looking for this target still. I am looking for this area to get a sniper position. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. See, there is some AUD USD news. I don't think it'll be major. Let's check throughout the week though. Let's check throughout the week. Nothing too crazy. Oh my God. Okay. NFP, AUD, USD, December 18th. So that's in 3 days. They have their NFP for the AUD news. So I am for sure looking for an entry right here. Now keep in mind, just like I said on GU, we could catch, oops, I keep grabbing the wrong thing. Sorry about that, guys. Keep in mind, we could very well, oh geez, oh there we go. No, I grabbed the wrong thing again. Here we go. Jeez. I'm trying to get the arrow, but it's not letting me. So let's just go ahead and just give you an arrow here. So we could very well from here go straight up, okay? Because my analysis is saying that we are going to make a movement up. But I am not chasing the trade. If this trade hits my zone, I'm entering. I am entering this trade. And the fact that there is NFP on Thursday. Wait. Today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Thursday is their NFP. That is major. Okay. And with all this USD news, it could affect the AUD because it's AUD to USD. Remember, they both contradict each other. So AUD has bad news, USD has great news, the stock's going to go up. USD has, negative news. USD has negative news and USD has positive news. AUD is going to have negative news. It's going to affect the AUD, the Australian dollar. Okay. So keep that in your back pocket. This trade we have not taken yet. We are waiting. Okay. We are still waiting. I do like this day candle, how it rejected. We could have honestly, because I have not moved this target, we could have honestly sniped a position here too for the movement down. Keep in mind the red targets are our sell targets and our green is the buy targets. So we're really, really trying to sell to buy. That's the term we like to use. But let's keep an eye on it for now. We'll see how some of this news affects it tomorrow. But so USD JPY was the last one I believe we looked at. And this one with the US news, we actually did not catch it. So USD JPY, although I did not take the trade myself, I love to mark up charts and see what happens based on my analysis, okay? So this was there we go, sorry. So this trade that we had, okay? We had, I'm going to use the clock again just so we can see where we were before. I think we were here. So December 9th was, okay, so it was a Monday. So technically we could take away this one candle too, but this is where we were on the last week's outlook. This is where we were, and this is where I wanted the target to be, okay? So as you can see, okay, we had, okay, yeah, it's playing, cool. We had movement, okay? We had movement up, all right? And basically we hit our target. We hit the wick perfectly. And we caught, let's see, before this giant ass news candle came in, we had caught 36 pips, which in retrospect, you know, the average trade you catch is 20 to 40 pips, okay? So we were in profit at one point, okay? And for me, if I'm 36, 35, 36, whatever you want to call it, if I am that deep in profit, I will put my stop at break even. I did not take this trade. Also crucial, securing profits. So if I caught 36 pips, I would have secured partial profits and then put my stop at break even. Now, keep in mind, this is how I trade for a reason. This is why how I trade. Because even though I, put my stop loss at break even early, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. If it hits my break even, you didn't lose anything. That's the whole key. That's the key that people don't understand, because retailers, yes, they want you to put your stop loss at break even. Keep in mind, I do not do it at 10 pips. 10 pips, I hold my stop loss firm. Okay? But look in this case, if I'm over 30 pips in profit, I'm going to secure partial and I'm going to put my stop at break even. I made money off this trade, really, if you really want to theoretically think about it. I didn't take the trade, but if I were to have taken this trade, that's how I would have done these things. There is a game plan and a trading plan to everything that you do when it comes to the markets. And in this instant, we caught this is the same candle that we saw on GBP USD. There was major news at the end of the week that impacted the market and shot it up randomly. My phone died and I was in the dentist, so I literally had no idea. But these are things that happen that we need to be prepared for. This movement happened at 2:30 on Thursday. 2:30, we had a huge movement. Okay. I may go back after this and show you the movement that happened on GBP USD, because I want you guys to see how quickly these moves happen. That's why when I see this, that's why when I see this, this is tomorrow. This is a lot of shit. This is so much news that is going to be happening. And we have NFP for Australian dollar on Thursday. There is a lot of stuff going on this week. They are opportunities, but they can also be losses. You guys need to understand that. You guys, like for example, my buddy who grew his account to 380%. He should be trading very disciplined this week. My boy literally paid off his bills for the next 2 months. But he could lose it by taking one of these trades and losing 200 pips on the same exact risk that he is using in the other trades. We need to be prepared for these moves. And I am staying consistent with these outlooks for you guys because I want to hold myself accountable to what I'm saying to you guys. Keep in mind, I am not an expert. I am always a student. Fernando, Mark, Chris, maybe even Grant. Grant's been getting better at it too. We are all here to help and add value to what your charts are saying to you. Okay? Because we're all going to have different opinions. But the real way of what we're doing is that we're trying to teach you what we see. And even if we're wrong, we want to hold each other accountable for it. Okay? I honestly see this trade as a loss, even though we were up pips at one point, okay? And what I just described to you. But I would rather be wrong at something that I'm trying to actually learn than to just completely guess and say, oh yeah, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. That's not, you guys watched the previous outlook. That's not what happened. You guys saw me break down everything. You saw me break down. I even said that USD JPY was not ready. If you do not remember me saying that, the evidence is in the previous YouTube video. USD JPY was not ready. But I am seeing this trade as a loss. Okay, so we'll take our wins, we'll take our losses. Okay, I did not take this trade personally on my own account. So let's just keep that in mind. But I will count this as a loss because we have hit our stop loss. So the last thing I want to show you guys, and keep in mind, I want to go back to GU real quick because I want you guys to see this move. I want you guys to see how quickly this move happened too. So notice we have been going up. We've been going up. We did correct. Look at this candle. Look how quickly this candle happened. By the way, this is the area that I entered. Excuse me. That was gross. Anyways, oh, that's the 1 second. Yeah, let's not do the 1 second. Let's do the minute, because I want you guys to see how quickly these moves happen. Okay. So in 1 minute, holy shit. So each bar represents a minute. Okay. Each bar represents 1 minute. This one bar in 1 minute went up 180 pips in 60 seconds. I don't know about, everybody else, and obviously nobody understands, the market completely yet, even myself, okay? But in 1 minute, you could have made your rent. For me, on this trade, I put a $2 lot size. So for this trade, you would multiply 180 times 2, okay? That's my rent in 1 minute, okay? And keep in mind, 5 of us caught this trade as well. 5 of us. And I'm mad it's not, this many. Like, what I'm trying to get across this point is that these moves do not happen all the time. Okay? They do. They happen. But the real question is, where are you when it happens? That's the real question. Now, these moves, that's why this move right here, there was news that affected this. So I'm gonna do it again because I want y'all to see this. So in the span of 9 minutes, we caught 310 pips. To go all the way to the top right here. Let's see. You guys can't see the number for some reason, but let's do this right here. Oh, it took it away. But in 10 minutes, we caught 300 pips. Unbelievable. Monthly paycheck in 10 minutes. We are here to help you only. I was upset that only 5 of us caught this move, okay? Now, with this one move, all my traders who caught this move, stay patient. Please. Please, please, please stay patient. There are more moves coming. I foresee it. I see it. I will be drawing up some. Oh, you know what? Let's look at Bitcoin real quick. Let's look at Bitcoin because I was speaking with Chris a little bit. Shout out to Chris, by the way. I was speaking to Chris about this trade, and he had actually posted something in our chat. By the way, if you want to be in our chat, we'd love to have you in our chat. And you know, we'll help you at the level that you need it. But I'm seeing these reaction levels off of this support. Okay. And one thing that I know about Bitcoin is that, you know, when you get into Bitcoin, Bitcoin is unlike any currency, seriously, any currency that we're trading. The spread is literally at 1500, and to compare it to like GBP USD, GBP USD spread is 6, and at turnover it can get as high as 200. Bitcoin spread is always at 1500 or higher. Okay. One thing that I am definitely trying to identify when I see these big moves like this, Bitcoin is very relative, and Bitcoin can take off at any point. One thing that I noticed, first off, that these imbalances were hit immediately with this candle. But something also about Bitcoin that I want everybody to be aware of also is that last year around this time, you know what? Let's take a look at it right now, year to date. Bitcoin around this time last year, let's go back to the beginning of January last year. Where are you? January 1st. So Bitcoin on January 1st was at 3,700. Right now, it is at 7,608. That is roughly 3,700 pips. We have to be prepared for Christmas season for these moves to long run. We have to see the movement down because of the Christmas season. But that doesn't mean that I know that, okay? Right now I'm holding a buy that is steady up about 40 pips right now. So my entry, I'll tell you exactly what my entry was, and I'll actually put a little thing because I am holding this right now. Let's go on a shorter time frame. So my entry was at 7,082. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry. Huh. No, I got the numbers wrong here. Hold on one sec, guys. Let me make sure here. Where is Bitcoin at? Oh, there it is. Let me. Oh, that's why it's on the buy position, or it's on the sell position. So right now the market for Bitcoin. Keep in mind, I said the spread is 1,500. So the spread is crazy huge. So our buy range is 7,120, 7,124. That's what it says on my account right now. So 7,100 and 7,113. Okay, so my entry was 7,082. So right about here. So I'm gonna put that right there. And then my stop loss is at 6,900. Oh wow, that's a fat stop. God. Okay, well, so I'm gonna set this up for you guys, and we're going to see how Bitcoin plays out. Keep in mind, I'm not rushing the markets. I am not in a rush to get into these markets. I build the leverage for your account. The more leverage you have, the more opportunity you have to actually be able to hold a position confidently. Okay? And learn. Seriously, this education will help you. This is a slide that Fernando's been working on. I'm going to be actually going through it this week. I'm going to be kind of, you know, get putting input. Obviously Fernando is the facilitator of that, and I want to be a part of it too. But we have to be prepared for this Bitcoin move to fill these imbalances. We have to be ready. Now, if anybody has any sort of questions for me, please send me a message. Let's talk. Literally, what is the conversation for you gonna hurt getting something started like this? It's really not gonna hurt you at all. Okay? So everybody, keep in mind, one, we are not rushing. We are very, very patient. And please understand that these setups, we are not in a hurry. Okay? But I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. I will be posting this on my Outlook page on Instagram. I'll be doing updates as well. I did updates last week on how everybody's been doing. I will keep everybody posted on what's going on in these markets as we move throughout the week. But I will be back here next Sunday. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to me. But I definitely appreciate the time, guys. You guys have a great Sunday. Have a great week. Motivate yourself. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Surround yourself with your team. I was actually supposed to meet with my team today. Some of them couldn't make it. So that's why this type of stuff needs to stay consistent. So that way you guys are at least being able to get something out of this. And not just, I'm going to stay home. If you make the excuse that you don't have, 20, 30 minutes to watch a video, then that's not the commitment that we really need. We want to help you. We're not here to sell you. We're here to help you build not only income on your phone, but we're here to build an empire together. And I seriously appreciate you guys, and we'll be back next Sunday. Follow my Outlook page, please. Take care.